guys, welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic.
And you're new!
And we want to punch Jim Cornette in the face repeatedly until he bleeds because he's stupid.
Hot tag!
Hot tag!
Hot tag, okay, I got you. I got you, I'm coming in hot. You know, I'm gonna hit that Big E spear.
We'll see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
We are live here on the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, and we are continuing down the road with our WrestleMania reviews, which we're not reviewing every WrestleMania. If you guys haven't been watching our WrestleMania reviews, we're just doing our top 16 WrestleMania reviews. And this WrestleMania that we'll be reviewing is WrestleMania 6, which this was in Toronto, Canada. This was the first, pretty much first ever WrestleMania outside of the United States, which that was pretty cool. And this was on April 1st, 1990. I'm about forgot what year it was, but yeah, and I thought this show was actually really good. Really enjoyed this, because that's why I picked it, because I'm hosting this one. But the first match that we got started with was Rick Martel. He defeated Coco Beware, which I thought this was a good match, but it could have been a lot longer because this match only lasted like about 3 minutes and 51 seconds. This wasn't a very long match, and I thought they should have gave Coco Beware the win, because he always gets me pumped up for WrestleMania. Like, he's always like in all of his matches, And I think at WrestleMania, I can't remember which mania it was. I think it was 4. He should have won that. He should have won that big battle royal, which they screwed him out of that year. But this was a fun match. I really enjoyed it. There was some pretty quick offense during this match, but Rick Martel won the match, like I said, and it was fun. DJ?
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, the Junkyard Dog got robbed in that particular battle royal. But to Rick Martel versus Coco Beware. Yeah, I agree. This match was quite short, but I do like Rick Martel's kind of singles. I don't know a lot about his singles run, but I liked him in this match because he had his own unique kind of character to him. He was also, very aggressive. But one thing, did Coco even tap? I didn't even see it. I didn't see him tap or anything. I just thought that just stopped the match. Like, oh, he's hurting. Oh no, he's in pain. Stop it. So I don't know. I was wondering if Coco actually even tapped. I think he was robbed. And the Junkyard Dog's legacy lives on because Coco Beware was robbed in connection with Junkyard Dog from the years before, 2 years before, I think. But nonetheless, Coco Beware was robbed. Junkyard Dog was robbed. Casey, do you have any thoughts on this match?
Just because they're black? That's racist. But
that's not how it works. That's actually not how racism works.
That is how racism works.
Not actually.
I'm white. I know these things. We're racist all the time, and I'm not, but white people as a whole are dicks. But anyway, I have to correct Justin. This is our road trip to WrestleMania. Be messing it up in the first 6 seconds. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Anyway, I like this match. I love heel Rick Martel. I know I've said it in the past. I think it was 2 WrestleMania reviews that we've done. I like Rick Martel more in his singles career than in his tag team career. He just did the model gimmick so well, and you really wanted to hate him. So I liked him more as that heel, and obviously you gotta love Coco Beware. I don't know that he was robbed, but I feel like he should have won, but I don't know if it was robbery, Also, we had a good opening video with the constellations, which I kind of liked. But
Yeah. Then the next match was for the tag team championships. We had Demolition. They defeated the Colossals Connection, Andre Giant and Haku, which they were the tag team champions at this time. Demolition, they were very over at this time, and they gave them, the title belts here, which I was really happy about. But there wasn't really anything special that happened in this match. Pretty much the only thing special, which was after the match when Andre the Giant, he took out Haku and pretty much, turned babyface again. So that was really cool. I liked that, but that was pretty much the only thing. And the crowd started cheering back for Andre again. And I liked the promo before this, how they said they were going to eliminate Demolition, and then Demolition did their own type of promo for this, which I thought this was really, those promos are really cool. DJ?
Yeah, this was an interesting match. I don't know if I'd say it was great, but it was okay. Andre the Giant's matches always seem to be relatively short, I guess, because he's a big man and probably gets winded pretty quickly because that's a lot of air going through a lot of body. But the crowd was very, very hype in this match just throughout the night, which was nice. It was cool to see. Like just the smallest things back in the day would get the crowd hype, which is always a nice thing. It seems like, you go to certain arenas and it's tough to get anyone to do anything or cheer or stamp their feet or anything, But tonight I just felt like this crowd was just so hype. Obviously it was WrestleMania, so you're gonna be hype. Poor Andre though. Poor Andre. He always gets caught in those ropes. I think it's a hazard. Actually, I think they need to, when Andre the Giant's in the ring, there needs to be no ropes because it's a hazard for Andre. I think anyone over 7 foot tall, they should just take the ropes out because that's just shameful. You can't be sizist against people as Casey is most of the time. Sizist. So anyway, I thought this match it was okay. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was okay. It was just not. It's very interesting to see like the different, especially managers throughout the show. Like as we've said before, like they come out with different people, but they're the same guy. I think that's something they could obviously use in this era as well.
There's something I wanted to add. Toronto, they're always hyped at every show, pretty much. Toronto is a really, really good crowd. I just wanted to tell you that right there. Like you can do anything and they'll be into the match. But yeah.
I'm not the one that calls certain women huge ladies, calling me sizes, you jerk. Yeah, that's right, ladies. If you're big, DJ will point it out. But anyway, I like this match. I thought this was a great match with either member of Demolition in the ring with Haku. Unfortunately, this was sort of later in Andre's career, so this was when he was kind of having more trouble getting around. He was, obviously getting slower, kind of like Big Show. But this was a good match. I loved the face turn at the end, which I think was kind of appropriate for later in his career, to turn him face, because everyone still loved Andre either way. I feel like even when he was a heel, people still loved Andre.
Also, Casey, to point out, you are a size. You hate all big people. I just pointed out that she.
I like.
You don't.
Big people.
You don't like big people and people who have families. Shame.
Before the 2000s. Before the 2000s, I loved big people. I love me some Yokozuna, okay? I love me some Bam Bam Bigelow. I love me some old school Kane and Undertaker. I still love Undertaker. You can't not love Undertaker. I love me some old school Big Show.
Well, the issue is, this is no longer the old school, Casey. This is no longer when you were a young man.
This is the future of professional wrestling. That's.
It was the perfect moment. It was the perfect moment, though. It was. It had to happen. Justin, come back and host your show now.
Yeah, I need to host my show again. So the next match we have was Earthquake versus Defeated. This was pretty much a squash match, you know. And, you know, if we had these two guys going at these days, like, the crowd would shit all over this match. I'm serious, the crowd would not be in this match. So, I mean, there wasn't really anything that happened in this match. I mean, pretty much a squash match, I guess. DJ?
First off, you should be ashamed. The only one getting squashed was Earthquake because there is no squash match with Hercules in it. You should be ashamed of yourself. Hercules is one of the greatest of all time. It's just a prop. It's just a prop. Just to show the belt that he is the greatest. And I'm holding it upside down, but that's okay. He's the greatest. I don't have a chain here either. I don't have a chain. And my cord ain't long enough to wrap it around my neck. And then, so, anyway. Justin, you should be ashamed. That is shameful. Because there is no squash match with Hercules. This was just a short, good match. That's what you saw. That's what you saw, Justin. That's what you saw. But anyway, yeah, I do feel like the crowd would, like, crap on this match. But it did feel like Hercules was gonna win. Like, for some reason, it was just like, and it's one of those things they do with undefeated streaks all the time, though. Like, you kind of in the back of your mind to keep it there, so like it seems like that person might win. But I was expecting Hercules to break the undefeated streak. I was. But yeah, I definitely like this match, though. You know, Hercules was in it, so I was hyped.
Yeah, I mean, Herc the man. Herc is the man. You know, me and DJ have become big Hercules fans. I think we're gonna start the Bring Back Hercules fan club. You know, that needs to happen. You know, but anyway, the only thing that this could have been a good match. Unfortunately for Earthquake, I feel like he was just never given a really good gimmick that people could really get behind. I mean, he was Earthquake, he was Avalanche, and he was the Shark, and a couple other gimmicks throughout his career. And, you know, they kind of worked for, you know, the era that he wrestled in, you know, the early 90s when, you know, wrestling was a little bit more kind of animated, kind of cartoonish, I guess a lot of people would say. But, you know, it still, you know, I feel like he never really got over with the fans. He was just, you know, kind of stuck, which is unfortunate. But, you know, any match with Hercules is a 5-star, a 10-star match. Go ahead, do it.
10-star match.
Go ahead, go do it. Come on.
10.
Thank you, permission.
Perfect 10. Okay. But the next match we're going to be talking about is Brutus the Barber Beefcake. He defeated Mr. Perfect. And this was a fun match. I really enjoyed this. You know, these guys, you know, have very good chemistry in the ring. But I didn't really understand, like, what they really saw in Brutus. Like, I think he was kind of a little overrated in my opinion. Like, I wasn't the really huge biggest fan of him at this time and stuff. And Casey's gonna say something. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell the world.
Boy, wrong shoe. It's Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Yeah, I'd like to see you to pull off pink tights like that, 'cause you can't.
I don't have any pink tights either.
Not man enough.
I'm not man enough. And also, Mr. Perfect had the genius in his corner, which is Macho Man's brother, Lanny Papa, which that was pretty cool to see the genius out there, you know. But it was a fun match, you know. These guys, like I said, have really good chemistry in the ring, and you know they worked a pretty good match. And I kind of maybe wish this match would have went on a little longer, and this kind of match kind of felt in a little weird spot, and like during the card. Like I wish this was kind of later on down in the card, just my opinion. But yeah.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake overrated. For shame, Justin. Goodness, like, did you even watch the show? My God, do you even appreciate the tradition that Brutus the Barber Beefcake brought us? We would not have hair versus hair matches without the barber. Without the barber. We wouldn't even be able to get haircuts without the barber. You should be ashamed of yourself, Justin. Goodness. Why did we let him host this show? Shame. Shame. Anyway, just as Justin should, the crowd loved Brutus the Barber Beefcake, I tell you. They did. And it was a very like back and forth match. And you could tell that it was very back and forth, and both men kind of had the control when they had their control. But the slingshot into the post, a move that's never used anymore. The slingshot into the post, and Beefcake ends up getting the win. And I was like, yeah, okay, I see you, Brutus. You know, so Justin, for shame. I'm just gonna stay like this until Casey actually talks.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you were done shaming him, because he is not. Keep going. Keep going. He is not done with his shame. For shame, sir. This was definitely so far the best match. You know, the amazing Brutus the Barber Beefcake that, you know, young people can't understand. Young people just don't get it. And you know what? I know that DJ will agree with me on this. I feel like the genius, being Macho Man's brother, should have also gotten Slim Jim commercials. I think, you know what? He should get them now. You know what? Keep on that tradition. Slap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah. I mean, he doesn't do the oh yeah like, but it's the sit. I'm done. I can't get over the fact that all the hate coming from Justin about, you know, I was going to go to the barber today and get a haircut, and now I can't. I can't because you offended the barber, and now he's going to quit. He's going to quit his job because you offended his hero, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. That is the only reason he became a barber, is because of Brutus the Barber Beefcake. For shame. For shame.
Okay, then. The next match we're going to be talking about is Roddy Piper versus and Brand New Brown. Now, this was a alright match. I mean, I thought they could have done more with Roddy Piper in, you know, WrestleMania right here. And Brand New Brown, you know, like, I don't know what they really saw in him either. Like, seriously. And I'm not being racist. Like, I don't know what they really saw in him because, like,
why do you hate early 90s wrestling and black people?
I don't hate black people. I just said it's not to be racist or anything. But back onto this match. This match in a double count. And like I said many times on the WrestleMania reviews, I don't like countouts. I don't like disqualifications, and I don't like draws.
Like early 90s wrestling. I don't like people who are dark.
I don't like people who wear Colts jerseys. Oh, God.
Harrison, baby.
I saw that. But like I said, I just thought I don't know really what they saw in Bad News Brown because like at WrestleMania 5 he faced Oh shit, my mind's going blank right now. Who did he face for WrestleMania 5? I can't remember. We did that review. Who did he face, Casey? My mind's going blank right now. Who did Bad News Brown? What?
He was in the. Fuck, I don't remember. Ask DJ.
I don't remember.
I'm still upset with the freaking Brutus the Barber Beefcake because you're racist.
I'm not. But no, DJ. Who did he face for WrestleMania 5?
Who did Bad News Brown face?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Wasn't it like?
I can't remember now. I watched the show last night. I can't remember it. But who cares? I mean, it was a double count out, and like I said, I don't really like double count outs. But DJ, your thoughts on this?
All right. I also am not the hugest fan of Bad News Brown. I just don't. I don't really like him. I don't know. I can't get behind him personally. But this match was just not even a match. It was just a fight. You know, which is not a bad thing. You know, if you think about it, it ended in a double count out because that's what it was supposed to do. It's supposed to just be a fight. There's a lot of animosity. This is one of those matches where you got to find some other way to kind of keep these guys contained, or like by today's standards, I guess. And this was just a fight. That's how I feel. That's why I feel like it ended in a double count out. So I was fine with it. But it wasn't bad. It didn't really last that long, and it just kind of boiled over.
This was amazing. This was incredible. I actually remember watching an interview with Piper talking about this match and how it took him a couple days to actually get all of the brown paint off of him. Because y'all didn't mention the fact that this was the match where he painted himself half black, which is totally not racist at all in any way. And I have no idea how WWE got away with that. But yeah, this was just a pure grudge match. Nothing pretty about this match, just a fight, and I loved it. I like that it did end in a double countout, mostly because Justin hated it. And I love anything that Justin and DJ hate, like roll-ups and double countouts and people who are of other colors than white and early 90s wrestling. What?
I mean, I'm not saying I hate early 90s wrestling. I'm just saying this is my era.
That's racist.
That ain't racist.
That is.
But the next match we're going to be talking about is the Hart Foundation. Bret Hart and Jim Nagle Neidhart, they defeated. I'm going to botch this name, so I'm going to let Casey say it. It was the
Bolsheviks.
What?
The Bolsheviks.
This match was nothing. All of its 19 seconds. It was nothing. I mean, I'm happy that Bret Hart and Jim Nagle Neidhart won the match, but this match was nothing.
The Bolsheviks.
The Bolsheviks.
I love the Bolsheviks. But yeah, right. I blinked and I missed this match.
I agree. My notes say, well, the Hart Foundation won pretty quickly. So, I didn't catch much of this match. I think I looked down and typed something and I looked back up and I was like, oh, well, all right then. Next match.
My bad. The next match we're going to talk about is the Barbarian. He defeated Tito Santana. This was an alright match. I mean, I didn't really take too much notes for this match. All I pretty much know is the Barbarian won the match. But DJ.
Yeah, going back to Casey's point from earlier, I agree that I kind of like Martel and Santana on opposite spectrums of each other and in their singles. I like their characters more. But yeah, this match was okay. Heenan was helping out the Barbarian a little bit, and that's how I kind of got the win. But I definitely like Santana though in that singles gimmick. the model, I think, was what it was.
Okay.
You know, Connor from the Ascension's dad, he looks really good in this match. The Barbarian is Connor's dad, right? That's right. Like, I just assumed. I don't know. Yeah, this could have been a better match, I feel like, but there wasn't anything special about it. I mean, obviously it was, Tito in singles competition, which me and DJ both like more than tag team. I feel like they both came out of their shell more and developed characters more as singles competitors. Back when they were Strike Force, it was kind of that generic, early 90s, late 80s kind of face tag team, which isn't a bad thing. A lot of the teams were like that until they kind of broke apart and, became singles competitors. But this was an okay match. Nothing too special about it, I didn't think.
Sorry.
All
The
right,
next
I'm
match.
now. So next.
And the next match was Dusty Rhodes and I don't know how to pronounce her name right here. How do you say her name?
Sensational. Wait, which? Okay, this
Dusty
was
Rhodes.
Macho King Randy Savage and Sensational Sherry versus the American Dream Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire.
Have
Well,
you never played Pokemon in your life?
no, I never.
I haven't either, but
What?
I mean,
I watched the show, but I never played the game. I never played it before. Don't get mad at me. There's a lot of people that never played
I
it.
already got mad at you with the Brutus the Barber beefcake thing. This is just the last straw. You're done. You're dead.
I broke the camel's back. The last straw that broke the camel's back. Which this was a mixed tag team match, which I really like. This, it's something different to have on WrestleMania, and this was a fun match. And Queen, Sherry, she could take good bumps in here. Like, seriously, she could take really good bumps in this match. And, I wish Macho Man, he was doing something a little better at this WrestleMania. But, he just pretty much, through all these WrestleManias, he pretty much took the ball and ran with it. I mean, like, no matter where he was at, like, say if he was at the beginning of the card, say if he was at the middle, say if he was at the end, he was putting on great matches, which that's what I loved. And I just like this different style of match here. I don't know why they don't do more of these mixed tag team matches, because I actually like these. But yeah, it was a fun match, and yeah, Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire won the match.
and fire. But
Dusty Rhodes and the nice lady of color who had the polka dots. Just say it like that, and you'll be fine.
Okay, DJ.
Don't say it like that. You won't be fine. Anyway, this was a fun match that ended with Miss Elizabeth coming out, which was kind of sticking it to Macho Man a little bit, or Macho King, and at this time. Rhodes and Sapphire didn't end up getting the win, which makes sense. Obviously, this was kind of a comedic match that got the crowd really into it. So I definitely like this. And at this point of the show, this was like the first time that we actually saw like post-match interviews in these earlier WrestleManias. Like usually they'd interview them beforehand, but not afterwards. Besides the tournament WrestleMania, because obviously it was a tournament, so obviously you interview them after the fact. But that was cool, and also we'd see a Jake the Snake Roberts promo, which I know we're gonna skip over, but we'd finally see a Jake the Snake Roberts promo, which was nice. All right, and Casey's point is.
Yeah, I got distracted by stuff. I love this match. If nothing else, you had two of the greatest personalities in WWF history in this match. So even if, Sapphire, her name is Sapphire, by the way, Sapphire. It's Sapphire. Sapphire. It's Justin. Say it with me. It's Sapphire.
Sapphire.
It's like
Sapphire.
it's like you're almost saying Saturday, but you don't say the turday, and then you just say fire. Anyway,
Sapphire.
good job. Good job. We'll teach you yet.
Satterfire.
Oh God.
We're gonna teach Justin words, and we're gonna teach Kylie how to find her way. Anyway.
Who's Kylie? Who the? Okay, go on.
You want to
DJ?
be part of the Instant Classic. Anyway. Yeah,
He did mess up the name. So.
Okay, just go on. Move on. We're moving on here. Wait, do you guys all? Oh yeah, next match.
I'm so confused with him being.
Okay, the next match was the Orient Express taking on the Rockers, which the Orient Express, they defeated the Rockers in this match, which, this was kind of having tension towards the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, because they'd be breaking up soon. So yeah, so I kind of liked how they were showing tension between them. But this was a fun match, and we also had Mr. Fuji here. Yeah, that's a little racist. I'm sorry. I'm just being a little racist right now. But no, this was a fun match. And like I said, a lot of these tag team matches on these WrestleManias were really good. These are one of the best matches on these pay-per-views, like on these early WrestleManias. But yeah, this was a fun match, and I enjoyed it. DJ.
Good thing it's Mr. Fuji. I don't know what that was.
Mr. Fuji.
Probably not happen again. Anyway, yeah, they did show the tension, which was nice. But I'm surprised you didn't mention that this match ended in a countout. I'm surprised.
Oh yeah, it didn't count out.
I'm surprised you didn't cry about that or anything.
I'm surprised you didn't cry about any ropes. Wait, there wasn't any ropes on here.
Exactly. I win. Casey, thoughts on
it? Yeah, I like this match. I like the Orient Express. They had. I'm just gonna say Mr. Fuji. I'm not gonna be all weird about it and say Mr. Fuji. They had Mr. Fuji as their manager, which is 100 times better than what the average Japanese superstars have now, because WWE doesn't care anymore. But yeah, this was a good match. I liked the ending where you kind of, saw the tension and everything, which kind of built up storylines in the future. But it was a good match.
Yeah, definitely. And the next match we're talking about is Jim Duggan versus Dino Bravo with Jimmy Hart and Earthquake in his corner. Like I said during a lot of these matches, all these matches are very, very short on these WrestleManias, and a lot of these matches are very insequential, if I said that right there. Like, they don't really mean anything, these early WrestleManias. But, this was actually an alright match. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, Bravo, I'm just a really big fan of him. He's a great worker in the ring, and, of course, Jim Duggan and but back on this match, so like I said, Jim Duggan, pretty much won, the first ever Rumble, which was in 1988, which I don't know why they didn't really do anything, with his Rumble win that year, but they didn't really do much with Jim Duggan. But like I said, this was a fun match, and Jim Duggan defeated Dino Bravo. DJ.
Yeah, this match was it was all right. I didn't think it was great or anything, but I didn't think it was great or anything, but it was interesting nonetheless. Cool to see a little 2x4 shot there at the end to give Duggan the win. Cool to see they kind of got away with it too. You don't expect the face to kind of get away with that stuff, but he did. So that was kind of cool. Kind of shows he's kind of a sly dog. But I thought this match was okay. It wasn't anything special, but it was cool to see Hacksaw, Jim Duggan.
Okay. You can unmute yourself.
Casey trying to learn how to use technology.
Because he's so old.
Well, if somebody didn't mute me, asshole.
Your mic was...
Asshole. You're an asshole.
We're all assholes.
You're an asshole. This was
Mr. Anderson. Asshole in his gimmick. Go back onto the match.
I'm trying. This was it was a fun match to watch. It wasn't anything too special. Yeah.
Okay, then the next match we're going to be talking about is Ted DiBiase with Virgil defeated Jake the Snake Roberts, and it was by a countout. Which, like I said many times, I do not like countouts. This started to piss me off, but you know what? I'm going to cut some slack right now on these early WrestleManias because this is only the 90s. So I'm going to cut a little bit of slack on this. Okay?
Only the 90s. What is that supposed to mean?
Like it gets better as years go on. That's what. But back onto this match. This match was really good. They had a lot of time to work this match. Like it was about like 12 minutes to work, so they worked pretty good in this match. But I really enjoyed it, and these guys have really good ring psychology, and I loved it. They did some pretty good back and forth stuff in this match also. So, yeah, fun match. But like I said, it had to be by count out.
Which is the best win ever.
No.
If you didn't know, Justin loves countouts, by the way. Anyway.
And I love draws, and I love this.
They're so convenient. You don't even have to pin anybody. You just get counted out. So, it's...
that's what I do in WWE 2K16, when I'm facing somebody hard, but I can't pin them. I just take them outside the ring.
Wow.
Take them all the way up the ramp, and then run back down.
Run back down. Do them have all momentum.
But I like this match. This match was one of the longer matches on the card, thus endurance. I'll go into that in a minute. And this match had that kind of back and forth control thing, but like Jake the Snake would have like a slow comeback, or DiBiase would have like a slow comeback. It was kind of cool. DiBiase would kind of be in control and get a little too cocky. And yes, this match did end via count out, but this match, being a longer match on the card, was all about endurance. So why was it wrong to win with a count out? Somebody did win. We're not confused about who won, and this was a longer match on the card. That's just my opinion. Casey, do you agree?
I do agree. I think that it was a smart way to win. I do. And immediately, this was an impressive match. I feel like right from the beginning, it was one of the longer matches on the card, so you kind of you had time to get into it. Some of the matches on the card were so short you couldn't really get into the match and like have fun with it. It just kind of ended. So. At least they gave this, enough time, which I feel like was a good thing. It was a bigger feud, so, they gave it enough time to kind of, make it seem like the build-up was worth it, and then, obviously it ended in a count-out, so, kind of could build it up even more through WrestleMania. And no, Justin, not all feuds have to end at WrestleMania. They can go on.
I know. I never said that they'd have to end that.
You were going to say something.
But next match we're going to be talking about is Big Bossman versus Akeem. Squash match. Did not enjoy this whatsoever. This match was only about 2 minutes, so it was really whatever. I just blinked a few times and the match was over. But DJ. Thoughts?
My thoughts on this match. I actually liked this match. I didn't think it was as much of a squash match as it seemed like it was. Considering if it was a squash match, you would think Akeem would win. Um, my second thought is to the graphics department in WWF at this point. Where was the Twin Towers explosion graphic for me to start this show? You want to tell me that the Mega Powers exploded last WrestleMania? What about the Twin Towers? I'm just saying. Which sounds really bad thinking
The
about
Twin
it, but
Towers
the
weren't
tag
as
team.
big as
The
the
tag
Mega
team.
Powers, though.
What? But they were
I
still a
said that
tag team.
they
And
were
they
still
didn't get
tag
their
team,
own
but
video package. So, this was not a squash match. And proof is
but they
that
weren't the Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan. Hail
that's
to the
true.
king!
But
Hail to the king! Hail
they
to the
were
king!
the one-man game and the Big Boss Man, who's going to the Hall of Fame, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
pointed out last time, but yeah.
anyway, Big Boss Man did win by the STO, which was kind of cool. STO kind of a nice little takedown. I definitely like it. It's kind of it's funny. STO is kind of like a police move, it's a police takedown, which I just thought that was cool. Yeah, I just feel like this wasn't necessarily a squash match because you didn't know who was gonna win. Because if it was a squash match, I would think personally that Akeem would win because he's the bigger guy. But
This was not the one-man game. Okay, this was Akeem, the African Dream from deepest, darkest Africa. Get it right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think this was a squash match. I enjoyed it. But then again, I loved Akeem. I loved the gimmick. It was fun. And I love, late 80s, early 90s Boss Man. I felt like he had more of a character back then in late 80s, early 90s, rather than in the Attitude Era. His character kind of became, I felt like, more one-dimensional. You didn't really get too many promos from him anymore. You didn't really get to hear him talk that much. So it felt like later on in his career, his character kind of just got a little bit boring. But so I definitely liked him earlier in his career, or at least earlier Boss Man stuff. But this was a good match, though. I liked it. I do think they should have done, a graphic, something to let us know that the Twin Towers. But then again, they would have to take that down now because,
Yeah, they would. They definitely would. But the next match we're going to talk about is Rick Rude with Bobby Heenan defeated Jimmy Snuka. And this was another short match, which I don't really like how we had like two short matches back to back before the main event. Like that makes you really anticipate for the main event more after seeing these two short matches. But I thought this match could have been a little longer. I like both guys in this match, And Rick Rude, I like, how he spray painted, stuff on his pants, like on his tights, the faces on his tights, which I thought that was really cool. And he's probably one of the best characters that there was back in the early 90s and 80s, late 80s. But like I said, this was a fun match, and like I said, I wish this was a little longer, though. DJ.
yeah, I definitely agree. I wish this match was a little longer. I like Rick Rude a lot. Obviously, Jimmy Snuka is a great worker too, and like these guys could have really put on a really, really, really good match with a little more time. But definitely, I thought it was a good match, and glad that Rude won. Because he's Rick freaking Rude, the ravishing one.
Not the ravishing Lana.
Imagine Rick Rude and Lana together. Like, imagine how ravishing that would be.
That would be double ravishing. You see what I did there? Because, both too ravishing.
I see what you did there. I did. I did.
I didn't enjoy it at all. Don't ever do that. I just didn't like this match. I love Jimmy Snuka and I love Rick Rude, but just this. We didn't see much. I didn't feel like from Jimmy Snuka that you kind of are used to seeing. And this didn't feel like the usual Rick Rude to me. It felt like something was off about it, like a different character or just different in ring. It just didn't feel right to me, and I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. And then the main event we had was the WWF Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. The Ultimate Warrior was defending that versus the WWF World Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan. Now, this is the reason why I picked this pay-per-view, because of this match here. Because I was Ultimate Warrior. He was my favorite back in the days, even though I wasn't around it. But he was my favorite wrestler. And I want to go back to something with DJ, what DJ was saying on the last review. I'm surprised that Ultimate Warrior has never fall down.
Fall down. You heard it here on the Instant Wrestling Podcast. Fall down.
I'm surprised that he never fell down.
English.
I'm surprised that he never fell down coming on his way down to the ring. Sorry, I got that other, but yeah, I thought this was a really good match. I love the storytelling behind this match. I like the in-ring work that they had. This was really good. I mean, fun match, and this was about 20-minute match, which I really enjoyed it, and the crowd was really into this. And like I said, Toronto's always into matches, and like I said, very fun match. But the winner of the match was the Ultimate Warrior. Rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior, and he would become your WWF Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion and WWF World Heavyweight Champion. So, yeah, fun match here. DJ.
I'm curious before I get into this match, Justin, because it seems like something you've done before. So you picked a WrestleMania that overall you didn't like, but you just liked one match, similar to the picking of WrestleMania 19 instead of 20, whereas WrestleMania
No. The reason why I like 19 is because that was my first ever WrestleMania I watched. Now I started watching wrestling.
20 was so much better. So much.
The reason why I picked 19 because of Michaels and Jericho and Brock and Angle.
Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit both on the top. That's all I have to say.
I mean,
That's it.
But DJ, back onto this match.
All right. I was just curious, but to this match.
But yeah, that's the reason why I picked it, because that was my first ever WrestleMania.
I see. But to this match,
and I hold them very strong memory in my heart.
And you hate Chris Benoit. I get it.
I hate Chris Benoit.
Okay, to this match.
Two.
The test of strength, I felt like it lasted for like 5 minutes. I don't know if it did, but it felt like it. It just felt really long to me, which makes sense for these two guys. They're obviously they're strong, so I get it. Also, Warrior's promo was really like passionate early on. He's always very into his character whenever he cuts a promo, so I thought that was pretty cool. I love the double clothesline in this match because it kind of truly showed that the match was back and forth. I kind of wish they would bring that back as a thing for some big matches, because it does make the match feel like it's going back and forth, because like you can't it's going back and forth, but like the double clothesline, it makes it kind of restart again, which is kind of a cool concept. The Gorilla Press splash by Warrior reminded me a lot of the Gorilla Press moonsault that Apollo Crews does. I like that. And then I was like, wait a minute, isn't that ended up being for a near fall? Isn't Warrior holding up basically the epitome of no selling, like pretty much the same thing? And it's always weird that like he hooks up at the end of the match. Like when he's after getting beat down and struggling to get up the entire match, just randomly, Oh, you hit your finisher. Okay, I'm fine. Good guy. Cool. I just thought that was funny. But Warrior versus the leg drop, which was a nice touch there at the end of the match, reversing the leg drop, ends up hitting the splash. I just thought that was nice. But yeah, this was, I thought it was actually a really good match. This is one of the best Hogan matches I've seen.
Yeah. I have to say it. I try not to say it. I have to say it. They don't get hyped. They stay hyped. I was trying so hard not to say it.
Also, fold.
I'm sorry.
But luckily,
my English isn't the best.
Nobody followed. And that's all that matters is that nobody followed.
Nobody fell.
Nobody fell. The only thing that is kind of sad is that, WWE will never, as much as the fans want it to happen, as much as they try to make it seem like they're trying to build up the title again, the WWE will never see the IC title like they used to back around this time, and we'll never see another title versus title match like this again. That would be amazing to see again, but they just it's all about one title anymore, and all the other titles are just nothing anymore. But this was a good match. It's one of the iconic WrestleMania matches. Unfortunately, Warrior was one of the guys that Hogan would never put over, which is sad. But it was still a good match. It didn't take anything away from the match. It's just, the more you learn about Hogan, the less you want to take your vitamins and say your prayers. The more you just, why Hogan? Why you gotta be like that?
Why? Just why? But yeah, that was the end of our WrestleMania 6 review. Probably the match that I want you guys to go back and watch would have to be the main event, because that's the reason that's pretty much the really only match worthy of checking out on this WrestleMania. Or maybe probably the tag team title match, maybe. That one and this one. DJ.
The match that I The match that I would ask you to go back and watch. A little bit of me wants to go Macho King, because I said Hail to the King all video, and it's weird. It's weird, it is. But Macho King, Randy Savage. But I think I'm gonna go with Ted DiBiase versus Jake the Snake, and make it really difficult on Casey.
Well, I'm going to give you two options, and they're back-to-back. So if you want, you can go watch both of them. You can, okay? You're going to either go watch Mr. Perfect versus Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And Justin's going to hate you for that because he hates barbers. He hates them.
I did get a haircut soon, but I don't.
You have no hair. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Or you're messing me up the whole video right now, and I can't think straight. Friggin'. Or Bad News Brown versus Roddy Piper. If nothing else, just to see Piper paint himself half black, because that's classic.
Yeah, but like I said, that was the end of our review. And probably the next WrestleMania, we'll let Casey tell when that's going to be.
Well, I'm lucky enough to host the next WrestleMania review. The next WrestleMania road trip stop on our trip WrestleMania is going to be the historic, the amazing WrestleMania 10. The 10th WrestleMania. The 10th anniversary of WrestleMania. WrestleMania X, if you will. Join us, won't you? And I promise that Justin won't hate on Brutus the Barber Beefcake as much. I don't think he was in that WrestleMania.
He wasn't at that WrestleMania, no.
Which is why he won't hate on Brutus the Barber Beefcake as much.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But, don't forget to follow all of our Twitters. The links will be down below for Twitter. And don't forget...
Follow Joe, you're not. Don't do it.
And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to subscribe to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. The only podcast that is always an Instant Classic. And we will catch you guys in the next video.
On the